you know. Hey everybody, it is Thursday, September 7th, 2017. I am Rosie O'Kelly. This is the Rosie O'Kelly channel. You may hear Bobby in the background. Bobby popped over for a visit, and his recovery is going very well. Bobby looks good. You might just wave. He just came over for one beer. He's not going to press himself tonight, but he's doing good. So welcome to all of you to Thursday night. I just feel like hanging out tonight. I don't know if it's a sharing the pain kind of hang out with all the crazy stuff that's going on now, and it's just so much to talk about. I thought it could be fun to just hang out tonight, chill out a while, and see what's on your guys' minds. Good day today. You saw this afternoon, Georgie and I went out on a little bit of walk. I've been texting people in Florida and just making sure they're okay down there and making sure they got their plans underway. Okay.
Well, how'd you crack it?
So we're good to go. That's the good news. So I don't know how long I'll run tonight, but I'm looking forward to just hanging out a bit. And Bobby, say hi to everybody.
Hi.
As usual. Little hey, hello, and everything. But you look pretty good, Bobby. Wasn't as bad as advertised, huh? So here's Bobby's coming over. There he is.
I'm back. I'm back.
There he is. Bobby's back. Before you know it, he'll be on the golf course for a little bit of fall ball, but he's excited. We're talking about our trip coming up to Tahoe in the beginning of October. That should be really, really good. We have some stuff coming from the RV that's going to be delivered. We have a package opening with some videos. And I think tomorrow, Jen and I are going to do some thrift shop, hit the thrift shops tomorrow. That's always fun on a Friday afternoon. Bobby, we're going out to the thrift shops again tomorrow.
Are you? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow afternoon, baby. Woo, yeah.
Which one? The one in Hillsburg?
Well, we'll probably hit the one over on Lewis Road again over there.
Yeah. So that's for Setter Memorial.
Yeah, and then we may hit the one up on Cleveland Avenue up there, just below the Kmart.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's a good thing. Roadkill, hey, Roadkill said, hi, Rosie. Hey, Bobby, hope you're feeling better, Bobby. Roadkill, he looks pretty good. So, yeah. Nice to see you, Roadkill. Hi, Monica. How are you, Roadkill? I'm not sure. Yeah, first week was uncomfortable because you get the catheter, and after a week or so, you get tired of that, huh, Bobby?
I get tired of emptying the bag,
Yeah. Hauling around the old bag.
Man.
I see you brought the old bag today. The crazy kind of stuff. But I think Bobby's a quick healer. You'll probably make a rapid recovery, Bobby. And the surgery. Hey, Susan.
I was lucky to have a good surgeon.
Yeah, the surgery is so much better. Like my friend of my father had the prostate surgery back in 1990, and at that time they didn't go in through the belly button, Bobby. They went right in through the what. And
like I said, first week the catheter didn't bother me. Then after a while, because you're sitting down and then standing up, sitting down, and it's like,
yep, time to yank it. Time to pull the ripcord.
Oh God, it hurt because they put a balloon in there.
Yeah, Bobby, don't. Don't.
They balloon in there.
I got my own post-surgical. I don't need to share the wealth. I've got my own post-surgical.
You want me to share my pain?
No, I got my own post-surgical. My big smile scar here. I'm still dealing with that. So, and believe me, that lets me know that it's there every single day. Hey, keep moving. 15. Thank you. Says looking beautiful, Rosie. A lot of swelling is down. Bobby had a prostate surgery. You know, like a lot of probably 50% of the men in their 60s, and so they tend to develop prostate problems. So rather, you know, they'll watch it for a few years, pre-cancer sign, then they just yank it out. It's so much better a surgery than it used to be. Like I said, a friend of my father's had to wear a diaper for six months, and then, but he was good for 25 more years. So it was good. So I'm very happy about that. So I'm doing good too. The all that swelling, yeah, get well, Bobby, Monica said, a lot of that swelling has gone down around. Well, I mean, and now I'm just left with the results of having that filled in and not having those hollows anymore in there. So I'm pretty happy. You know, my pain level down here where I had the bikini tuck on a scale of 1 to 10 is probably a 0.5, half of 1 right now. So I am happy. Yeah. So I'm really glad to see. This is the first time I've seen Bobby in, I don't know, 2 weeks, something like that. Bobby hasn't seen me since my surgery. So
that's it. You can't let it slow you down.
That's right.
Yeah, so of course Bobby's ready to go back to work now, and full time and all that insanity.
Yeah, well, you know, if I don't get
I want to probably just give a shout out to Diane, Two Campers. Jen and I do not have your phone number, but we do want, you may watch the hangout later. And our thoughts will be with you down in Florida there, as they're with our other friends down there. So we certainly, did you ever try Botox? Yeah, but Botox can't fill in, you know, hollow. It can't, you know, Botox is a 6-month solution. And then you have sort of the crow's feet redeveloped. So you're constantly pumping money into that. Whereas if you're injecting your own fat, it just stays in forever. And he put it up here, and it lifts, gave me an eyebrow lift too. And it stays in, and it's a part of you, and it's a natural you. So you never have to spend money on that again. I don't want to say I'm like Joan Rivers, but hey, Joseph.
Okay, let's go.
Joseph down in Fairfield said, "Get well, Bobby. Best wishes and get well." So, yeah, Joseph DiParolis down in Fairfield, wonderful guy. Sent me a beautiful. Where's that get well card? Sent me a beautiful get well card. Yeah.
He lives down by the Boston.
Look at that. Yeah, so right down near the Boston County. And isn't that nice? I mean, I am so blessed. Beautiful. When I say I hope you're getting better, it means I hope you'll be well soon. So that was really beautiful of him, and wishing you a safe and speedy recovery, Joe D. we love Joe D, don't we, Jen? I wore the hot August nights shirt that Sunday morning. So you know, I'm not pimping for stuff, Joe. I'm just saying. We loved it. You're a wonderful friend of ours, and I'm always very excited when I see you on the chats and stuff.
So he's a local guy.
All right. I've been kind of watching the news today with a lot of the hurricane stuff. So I guess, Bobby, if I was in Florida, I would just I'd go up to Little Rock and visit Marshall's family home. take the Elvis Historical Trail and get the hell out of Florida for a while.
Yeah.
Because it looks like this thing looks kind of unpredictable in terms of center, left.
You know, I don't understand. When they're driving down the freeway, the cars are all backed up, and the other side of the freeway is empty, and nobody can come in. How come they don't use both sides?
Well, that's what I said. Traditionally, they would, if it was a real bad situation, traditionally, they would just have one lane come down, and then there'd be like 7 lanes going out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess people are too dumb to not veer into
I would think you would have like the highway patrol.
Yes, it is, Keith. It is NFL. Bobby, it's
going and you're leaving. You're not coming down here.
Bobby's NFL kickoff night tonight.
Yeah, the Patriots and the Chiefs.
Yeah, so I'm going to be thin on the ground, and my guys here tonight. Ooh. I'll have to be more entertaining. Nice to see you, Keith.
Anybody in places like that, so why don't they have?
Well, I think anybody with sense is out of the Keys, because there's a good shot. I mean, if this thing shifts to the left, you have 100-mile causeway or something that goes out to the.
I agree.
You got that 100-mile bridge that goes out to the Keys.
Yeah, or what's the one that's out there at Low Line, Brisbane? It's like an island, and they're telling everybody to get out of here because we're only 20 feet above.
Yeah.
The ocean, and the waves are 25.
Yeah,
so
well,
everything's going to be gone.
You got Florida, parts of that which are just several feet above sea level, and then you're talking about a 10-foot storm surge in some kind of area. So it's not necessarily the wind; it's also the flooding, the uncontrolled flooding that comes in.
They say it just keeps eating away at the where's the tip down there? What do they call the tip? What's the tip of Florida? The Panhandle, or whatever it is.
No, they just call that what Key West down there.
Key West, yeah. They said the oceans just keep eating away the beach. The beach just keeps deteriorating.
Well, they're fighting a losing battle because
people bought a house and they said, "Oh wow, look at that! The ocean's like 200 feet away, and now their house is falling."
Well, they have to keep replenishing the soil down there because it keeps getting
20 years
pushed
later, they'd be like, "Here's the cliff." Like, that used to be my backyard. I used to have like a quarter of an acre out there.
Yeah, okay, Bobby, you and Donald Trump's Florida states are in trouble.
I used to own 200 acres where the ocean is.
Listen to.
You see that buoy out there? That's my property line.
Yeah, listen to Bobby's, like Bobby's got skin in the game down in Florida.
Well, I mean, I just don't understand. They're only using one lane of the freeway and not letting anybody in. Well,
I assumed that they were running all out except one lane, maybe coming down for police emergency. Other stuff.
In one lane.
I don't know. A lot of people stay. I don't think a lot of people in the West Coast feel particularly threatened right now. It just depends what your level of anxiety is. So.
They also don't have common sense.
So who is Bob? Let's see, the Patriots and the Chiefs, right? Are they playing in Kansas City or Fox?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Are they playing at the Patriots because they won the Super Bowl? Is that how they do it? I don't know. I'm not really into football yet.
It takes me September football is a turnoff to me, but
I'm watching tennis.
But the Cal game, Bobby, I have to say Cal beat Carolina. I mean, for the first time in the Eastern Time Zone since 2002, they won a game.
Wow.
I mean, this quarterback threw for 4 touchdowns, and it was all right.
Hey, so did you girls use the air mattress?
No, it's too big. It's too big for. Yeah, we're gonna get something. We got something ordered. They're playing in Foxborough tonight. Keith says.
I will carry it.
Keith Gregory, USN, U.S. Navy. His big game is the Ohio State University versus Oklahoma this Saturday. Yeah, that's his big marquee game. Him and Juice are going at it. Hi, Antonio. Nice to see you. Monica says, my in-laws live in Florida. They're in Europe now. Must be stressful to wonder what to come back to. Yeah, I think it's...
No idea.
I think Florida's going to change a bit with this storm, probably more so in the south and more so towards the Miami side. But we're still 3 days away. This thing could shift left or could still bank right a little bit. But the last I saw, it was kind of geared to come right up Broadway, which I don't know what it does to the Everglades, and who knows? Who knows? The thing is, I wouldn't be hanging around anywhere. I think if I'm above Tampa, I would stay, but if I'm below Tampa, I don't know if I would hang out or not, because it could shift to the left. So. Huh?
They're gonna get pounded.
Who? Coop?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just sent him a text. He's in Jacksonville.
So that's on the ocean side?
That's on the Atlantic side. Yeah, that's pretty much that's going to get the high impact side if this
It's
thing
gonna be in the eye.
comes up. Same thing with Corey, but she said she's having her travel trailer towed into her boss's shop. He just bought a shop, that cinder block building that they can pull the travel trailer into, so that's pretty good.
Well, what's the building made of?
Cinder block, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So I think that should be able to
Yeah,
withstand.
that's the rest of them.
But a lot has not been stressed since 1992. I think when the last time that a real significant hurricane hit down there with Andrew, I don't think things have really been stressed.
Yeah, they don't care.
And the
Yeah,
point
Jose's right behind. Jose is now a Category 3. Yeah, Keith, where's that going to be tracking now?
I mean,
Is
they
that
said
tracking
that
right behind?
45 miles.
Or is, last I saw, that was kind of curving upward.
was
Hey!
brick walls.
Hey, Cooper's in the house. Cooper said hurricane party at Coop's house. Woo! I don't know, honey. I kind of hope that you're not. I kind of hope that you and Grandma are going to be up in Tennessee or something. Jan Flower says, hi, Rosie. So much news everywhere. You and Bobby have a nice recovery. Thank you, sweetie.
Going.
Jan Flower said, have a nice recovery, Bobby.
Okay, thank you. No, thank you.
Yep.
What's going on?
Bobby said, thank you.
West.
Bobby said, it's amazing with Budweiser how much better.
And I drink Bud instead of taking pain pills.
And I haven't had a beer yet, so I'm being, well, I had a few at the boss's over there on set. Well, I took 5 with me, and that was my limit. I had those 5, and that was it. So
the boss let you bring Coors Light?
yeah, he actually let me bring Coors Light into the house. He wasn't a real happy camper, but
No wonder he didn't talk to you all weekend.
yeah, you know how he grumbles and everything. But Coop, why don't you all head up to Tennessee again or something? You know. I don't want to see this storm get a purchase on you down there in Jacksonville. Fast Bite, how are you, Fast Bite? Nice to see Fast Bite in the house. I sent the family away. Leaders stayed. Maybe you better have a PFD, personal flotation device, just in case. I don't want any heroes down here. I don't even want to know what they're predicting up your way for stuff. You may not be able to get to Florida next year. The park model, he might stay and won't be there. Yeah, but I don't want to sound, I don't want to sound vulture-ish, but there'll probably be stuff to be had down there. Some people will probably just be turned off forever to Florida and probably just won't return, and a lot of people probably aren't insured. Doesn't seem to me to be a particularly wealthy. I mean, there are wealthy areas, but it seems to be a moderate income retiree place. And I'm not sure, what the impact would be on that. Yeah, FEMA camps in Florida. Yeah, and then they'll be vying with the FEMA camps in Houston. Yeah, and then the Houston.
You don't realize it's cheaper to go down to the store and buy crap than spend all this money to go out there.
Yeah, plus they haven't even finished assessing what went on in Houston yet down there. In Houston, they haven't even finished.
Oh, I know.
So I'm saying anybody doesn't think there's a fallout on the market. I mean, you can bet any insurance company worth its salt will be liquidating gigantic chunks of their portfolios in preparation of raising money to pay claims. So I don't want to be there with a basket catching that crap when it starts to fall. So yeah, I just think Florida is going to be rearranged a little bit in terms of, it sits so low.
My person looking forward to going out.
Hey, Cube, happy you're ready and wish you all the luck. Yeah, Fastbite said, did you hear about the Equifax hack over 143 Social Security? You know what I did, Fastbite? I've already been on the Equifax website, and they have something that you can assess your impact. And believe it or not, I wasn't impacted, but I was automatically enrolled in 12 months of credit card protection. So, the reason I don't want to cut off my credit cards is I'm enrolled in so many things that just go onto the credit card. Monica said, offside question. I always start Christmas shopping early and put up the tree and decorations early, day after Remembrance Day. You must be in Canada or the UK or someplace. Anyway, my husband is dying for a new equalizer. He loves Marantz. Any suggestion? You can go on the eBay. You can get nice. They're not too much money. Graphics equalizers, Marantz's. You should be able to. You should be able to find one that's in good condition.
I mean, those big fishing boats, you know, if it's bad, they don't go outside the code. They don't even leave the dock.
You know, the boss will probably get his, probably be my last days fishing with the boss. As soon as we try to run that inlet to get out of the Bodega Bay, some huge deep V-hull power fishing boat will come through there 20 knots and just swamp us, Bobby. It'll just take us out of the picture. Okay, Coop says, I'm prepared. I have a few gallons of vodka and plenty of propane. Yeah, I don't think, you know, Monica, graphics equalizers aren't real expensive because very few people ever understand how to use them, much less how to set them up and integrate them into their system. So it's one of those things that never quite caught on.
It's like
Roadkill says, yeah, vodka's so good when the house collapses, you won't feel the thing.
George, you don't want to go out there first?
Yeah, I wasn't, I'll confess to, I wasn't really nervous until probably about 4 o'clock this afternoon because I hadn't been on, hadn't really been on social media. I just uploaded about something about the Galveston hurricane of 1900, which probably nobody's even heard of. Roadkill certainly heard of it. He made a lot of good. Roadkill, you're really smart. I mean, he made a lot of comments about that. Yeah, hi, Janet. Yes, Bobby returns. Come over and wave to Janet, Bobby, so she can see you're live here.
Janet's is on your
yes, right? Janet's on the stand next to me here and give her a wave.
Hi, Janet. Woohoo! Hi, Coop. Hi, all of you.
Same old Bobby. You can never get rid of the old tough bird, you know. They're not going anywhere. Yeah, my surgery's okay, Bobby. Bobby, you know, I'm tougher than nails when I'm like, put me in a local anesthesia. It's like cut me from side to side. Do that again. It feels so good. Yeah, Bobby and his beer. Lake Shadow said, howdy, all. Welcome back, Bobby. Ooh. He's a happy camper. Monica said, any clue what's on for Friday Night Foodies? You know, Monica, the way we usually work Friday Night Foodies is I'll come home from work and I'll ask Jack, what do you feel like? Or okay, bye, Bob.
I'll see you
Good
Saturday.
to see you.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'm glad you're feeling better.
Thanks for giving me a chance to clean up the room. Yeah, you look good, Bobby. Hi, Linda.
Okay.
Yeah, Linda said, hasn't your agent warned you about overexposure? My agent said selective distribution, Linda. Nice to see you. I'll tell you, it's good to see Bobby. He was getting on about 6:15. He said, I'm coming over about 6 o'clock to have one beer. And it got on about 6:15, and I started getting a little nervous. I wonder if Bobby's even well enough to come over. But he looks good. Susan, can you imagine how it was? Galveston did not know it was coming. Thankfully, nowadays we get warning. In Lake Shadow, if you see the stories, and I put up Thomas Edison, I mean, the video, the movie stuff is not great, but you got to remember that's 1900, 1900. And at great peril, Thomas Edison, you know, Thomas Edison was the biggest movie maker in the early 1900s. His studios, and at great peril to his crew, they went into Galveston the next day after that hurricane subsided, and there was shoot-on-sight orders against looters and things like that. And you weren't even supposed to be out on the streets. And I think it was maybe it was Roadkill said that people were looting. There were actually people trying to cut, as bodies swelled and decomposed, they were trying to cut rings off of people's fingers. And like Lake Shadow said, there was no warning. There was the Weather Service was in its infancy, and there was competing information, but there was no radio at that time or no way to really warn people. So people just ignored stuff, and it was absolutely terrible. I mean, there was a kids' orphanage that I think most of the kids just got blown out of the windows of the. I mean, it was terrible. It was America's greatest tragedy. And in the recovery efforts on Broadway or Main Street of Galveston, the wood was so piled up they could hear the people. They could hear hundreds and hundreds of people trapped below in the wreckage, but they had no way to get them out of there. They had no heavy lifting equipment. They had nothing, and they just had to start feeding or serving whiskey to the rescuers because these guys got so demoralized and were in such a state of shock for what they were doing, trying to recover bodies, that they tried to put them out at sea, and they floated back on shore again, all bloated, and that freaked them out more. So they ended up building huge fires and putting thousands of people on these bodies on these fires. So, yeah, like Roadkill said, the meteorologist did get some warning, but he did not broadcast because he didn't believe the new technology back then. Yeah, meteorology was very much in its infancy, and the best that they could do was get a report out of Havana, Cuba, that the barometric pressure had dropped severely, and that but it wasn't of much use to them. They didn't have hurricane hunters. There was no such thing as airplanes in 1900. It was ships and telegraphs. So to me it was the worst calamity, the worst disaster in the United States history in terms of loss of life, because Galveston was only a couple feet above sea level, and of course the storm surge came in at 11 feet, and it just took everything. Everything got smashed up. Most people just got crushed to death with all the debris that was just pushed together against strong buildings, just served as backstops that caught all of this crap and just crushed them to oblivion there. But I wouldn't have wanted to be around with that one. And of course, the 1935 hurricane, it hit the Florida Keys. That was the Ernest Hemingway hurricane. And sadly for a lot of people, this was during the Depression, and a lot of the bonus army, and they were discouraged. They didn't get voted their bonus, but Roosevelt tried to put a lot of them to work, sent down to Florida for the Civilian Conservation Corps. Well, hundreds of them died. I think their train got turned over, and they got caught down there and just swept out to sea. That was a tragedy, that one. Of course, the 1926 earthquake wrecked the Florida property boom down and almost killed Miami. It was so bad. So Monica said, honest question is, I've only lived in Ontario, Canada my whole life. Do you experience the seasons? In California, we have a very muted winter. The most unusual feature about California, and I moved here from Hong Kong and from the East Coast originally, is the fact that it does not rain here from, say, April until December. I mean, it's rare if you have maybe 1 or 2 days rain in May or something, April or May. Otherwise, it's dry and usually sunny every single day. It gets hot, but there's no humidity per se, except these days around here. But winter rarely gets below 30 degrees at night, maybe occasionally 28. The coldest I've ever had is 18 degrees. and that did some damage for a short time to the plants. So we experience the autumn in terms of leaves changing. Yes, we do. We do get the autumn colors changing here, and we get the beautiful. What are the trees that are they're fiery red now? I can't remember the name of them. Yeah, the ground got a little wet today, and that was it. So I've noticed your lawn and your vid. I can't believe the color of the grass. Yeah, are you talking about the back? Because the front's been all recovered now. And if you ask Janet, I have no grass here anyway. It's all weeds. That's what that is. But yeah, there's been some really bad hurricanes that have hit Florida. But in terms of death, there have been 300 events that have been recorded of hurricanes in the United States since they began keeping records up until 2009. All the deaths from all the hurricanes, all those 300 put together, didn't even come close to equaling the deaths in the Galveston hurricane of 1900. That's how monstrous in size that was. I was raised in the East. We just don't have. We're kind of protected by the Sierras. Keep a lot of the Canadian air masses never really reaches over here. They stop in the Sierras. What we have coming is the Alaska air mass that dumps a tremendous amount of moisture, comes from Hawaii, the Hawaiian Express, and it hits that cold air up in the Sierras and creates snowfall measured in tens of feet up there. I mean, it's the heaviest and deepest snows in America up there. Yeah, hey Rob, too many weirdos in Colorado. Well, I'm wondering if Colorado is going to kind of rue the day that a lot of these places with this recreational marijuana, because I heard like traffic fatalities and deaths are up like 50 or 60% since all that stuff, buzz driving, and I just worry a little bit about a nation of buzzed people, right? So. Oh, I thought he said Colorado. He's like, too many weirdos in California. Oh man, it's less. I mean, the reputation is a lot. You have to look pretty. You have to look pretty far in California to find weirdos now. Yes, check that Colorado statistics. I just heard that on the radio. The cops are trying to get together to get some evaluative system for how they can keep people from buzz driving in Colorado, because they're starting to get concerned, like highway patrol and those kind of things, and a lot of the city and county sheriffs and state police are starting to get concerned about that. Dang, I hope that doesn't cause them not to legalize it here in Texas. I'll tell you, Lake Shadow, I would expect Texas to be maybe one of the last states that might ever legalize marijuana. So, oh, that's cool. Monica says we were in Niagara my last weekend. Lovely, lovely folks. I bet. California DOT shows up 24% since 2016. Most of the increase coming from motorcycle deaths. Yeah. So I think they're trying to kind of get ahead a little bit, kind of front run what's coming. I'm not sure. So. I'll check something here real quick. Okay, yeah, Linda said a big part of the reason is a big increase in the population is increased. Yeah, I'm not sure quality goes up with legalization. It's not like people, it's not like people aren't smoking it now anyways, yeah. Yeah, too many, Graham says, too many guys in their 50s thinking they're 20 again. Is that the motorcycles, Graham? Hell's Devils. Okay, if ever Niagara might not sure why, but you'd like Seneca Niagara Casino. We'll be in Niagara Falls, Monica, for sure. Colorado has Mothers Against Drunk Driving. You'll have Mothers Against Stone Driving, probably. You know, I don't want little Johnny driving stoned out there, and you see, my worries would be even easier, because how would you like to be in that classroom with a bunch of short-term memory challenged teenagers? Well, I guess if you can keep your wits when all about you are losing theirs, Linda, that might be something to be said for a little bit of a Darwinian sifting out of the competition. She has such a nice way of putting things. Oh, man, it's well said. It's funny. Yeah, they don't even learn to read in school now as it is. Yeah. Well, like I told you, over 20 years, just to have people fill in employment applications and give it to you, it's frightening to see what passes for common everyday English now. They're sure as hell not teaching penmanship anymore. That's not even to talk about spelling and stuff. So what do you guys think? You think this is going to be a game changer for looking at Fox News? Shepard Smith says this is just going to rearrange. It's going to wipe out a lot of South Florida. Yes, Rosie, more of us go to college. Big deal. Hey, Linda, it's all about the money. It's all about the money. Yeah, they don't teach cursive in school anymore. Yeah, they've been wiped. Lake Shadow says they've been wiped out before, but I'm talking about in terms of structural changes, in terms of scouring so much sand that the water level just rises there on a kind of permanent basis. Yeah, they always come back when they forget. Well, I think there'll probably be some real deals, not to sound too macabre. Rob says standards were lowered over the years to compensate for minorities. There's probably a lot of, I don't know if it's minorities, but perceived disadvantaged people through history. I think the motivations, the hearts were in the right place, but I'm not sure if it helped society by lowering the standards to do that. That's for sure. So. Yay, we're going thrift shopping tomorrow. Hey, Johnny, want to go to the thrift shop? So I wouldn't be caught dead in the fucking thrift shop. Keep calm and stay safe. Hey, Terry, that's it. Keep calm and stay safe. Hurricanes are just kind of too unpredictable to me. I thought it was kind of funny that Richard Branson was in like a wine cave in the Caribbean down there. Sir Richard Branson. Meanwhile, people up on the above are just being scoured off these shitty little islands and stuff. Yep. Fastbite said, I keep my standards low and to a minimum, easier to keep track of that way. You were right, Rob. Same in jobs. You think beachfront property would be cheap? Yep, deep down, Janet's a Republican. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, Graham. I don't know if the greatest value is ever on beachfront, so I'm not sure. You know, maybe people will leave Florida. Forget it was in. I was in Connecticut for most of the 70s and early 80s. People in Kappa were flying down to Florida, couldn't get there fast enough. Yeah. I think a lot of it has to do, are we going to socialize the losses from these hurricanes that everybody has to sort of bear the same theoretical burden for, you know, reconstructing and all that. You know, we don't privatize, we privatize profits and we socialize losses. So I'm concerned that well, we may not have the money to do that kind of stuff. And in that case, you know, if nobody's going to underwrite insurance, Monica, I kind of missed it, so I apologize, honey. Yeah, I grew up disadvantaged, but happy, sort of. How did you become so confident? I asked of everyone. I guess just time here, Monica, and YouTube builds you a very thick skin. You know, after you've been on for a couple of years, you know, you get a very tough, very thick skin. Yeah, they talked about some islands that I never heard of, been in the hurricane path. Yeah, like Bermuda. I never heard of Bermuda. Yeah, Graham, I'm just not sure we're big enough to bear those kind of burdens anymore for, you know, you take that little skinny two-lane road, what is that, 150 miles over the ocean to Key West. Man, if you knock out a couple miles of that, man, you're down for, you'd be flying shit in and boating everything into, you're not going to have, I mean, it's just going to devastate the economy. I worry about, you know, the storm surge and stuff lifting up the deck of those roadways and things. So, hi, anti-conformism. Yeah, Rob says, I made Rosie toughen up. Well, I think much to my credit, I never came on and blubbered like a baby, that's for sure. You just take your licks and you move on. You know, when you've been made a puppet, when there's dozens and dozens of satires, Mike Johnson had a link to one the other night, this YouTube stars, and it had like a star YouTube on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. It said YouTube. And then it's like Jim the Hobo and some other guy, it might be Marshall, and there's all of a sudden Rosie in her teeny weeny silver micro string bikini out back at the back door. It's coming again, I'm telling you. Yeah, Juice said, my only concern is gas, food prices with all the storms. Right on, Juice. Yeah, right on. Yeah, where there's a lot of dislocations and a lot of stress. You know, a lot of supply concerns, but you think of how tenuous the little link to Key West is down there. I don't know what you guys have been down there before. That's like 100 miles or something over 2-lane. I don't know how long it is. What's the distance? I wish Drew was here. He would know what that distance from the mainland to Key West down there. Of course, you have Marathon, Key Largo, and a few other places along the way. And Janet said, I'll stay in California. Woo! We'll be riding out the big one. I think I like Florida in like February, March, and April. That's, I think, when I liked Florida. I was down in October. It was quite nice too. October, November, December, January, February, March. Yes, Keela, I sure hope Bogart, Lionel Barrymore, and Lauren made it through. That's your girl, Lauren Bacall. And who was, oh, come on, Linda, don't forget Edward G. Robinson, right? Who was Edward G. Robinson's old girlfriend in that? She was a famous blown out Hollywood starlet. Yeah. Okay, Juice said 165 miles from Miami. Most of the Key West is barely 4 feet above sea level. Right. Yeah, Edward G. Robinson. But what was the Claire Trevor? That was it. I love having somebody my age that I. Oh, tough guy. See, well, you're not going to be so tough, are you? You're a war hero, right? Yeah. Yeah, the great Claire Trevor. Yeah, she played just the right kind of drunk. Yeah, blown out. that's our favorite saying around here. Things are just a little blown out. You know, you have blown out movie stars, blown out YouTube stars. Hey, Don. So that helps get you a thick skin. Maybe Trump should go to Florida and shore up his property. Maybe he should. This place could be Mar-a-Lago or whatever the hell it is. That could be devastated down there. There's a good chance of that. The problem is you got several categories against you. Number one, of course, you have forward wind speed. And I think places are probably built better than in 1926 when really the last direct hit on Miami hurricane came in. Places are better built. So wind speed maybe not so great, but it's the surge and it's the rising waters. Favorite actors through the 30s, 50s. Favorite male actor for me would be Jimmy Stewart. Would be my favorite. No. Let's just wait a minute now. I want to see if I got this right. Yeah, she was good. Yeah, some said sometimes you got to see Claire Trevor and How to Murder Your Wife in the first version of Born to Kill. She could do anything. Yeah, she was good. Yeah, 12-foot Surge is not so good. Yeah. Montgomery Clift, yeah, he was good. Very short-lived. Cary Grant, Dick Powell, yeah, there were quite a few of them. I never warmed up much to Gary Cooper, but I thought Maureen O'Hara and was beautiful. Yeah, William Powell, excellent. William Powell was just outstanding. Bringing Up Father and yeah, William Powell. William Powell could act, and I think he did the Nick and Nora Charles, those Thin Man series. Oh boy, did we like the goodies. Yes, we did. Thank you, Flan. Sent us those beautiful paracord bracelets that are excellent for us. We love the goodies. I especially like the little ones that you made with the leftover paracord. Yeah, you also had a way of delivering lines with a lot of irony. I think Frederick March was good. I think Dana Andrews was somewhat underappreciated for some of the acting. He was in a hell of a lot of movies. But I like some of the great character actors too. Yeah, Thin Man. Yeah. Judy, Cary Grant. Linda Francine says Ava Gardner. She was beautiful. Charlton Heston. Hasta like George. Georgie, yeah. I'll tell you, if you didn't see this afternoon's video where Georgie meets the turkeys, I thought he'd go crazy. He could care less about the turkeys, his flock of turkeys. Yeah. Yeah, Arsenic and Old Lace had Cary Grant. Yes, he did, and Cary Grant was excellent in that. But the two old ladies that played in that were outstanding stage actresses at that time. Who was in Gilda? That was that's my favorite. That was Glenn Ford. Oh, thank you, Flan. Her name just was on the tip of my tongue. The Trump's wife is trying to find a good design raincoat for the obligatory visit to the aftermath in Florida. Rob is no fan of our first lady. Yeah, Sinatra, you know, Tara turned me on. Rita Hayworth, that's my favorite. To me, that was the most beautiful movie star of all time. Rita Hayworth. She was also a triple threat. She was the one that actually, Fred Astaire always considered her a more gifted dancer than Ginger Rogers, and she was fantastic. She could sing, she could dance, she could act. She was amazing. Yeah, Manchurian Candidate, Man with the Golden Arms, Suddenly. And From Here to Eternity, when he won the Best Supporting Actor Oscar. Like I was saying, Tara told me about, we were watching part 1 of the Rat Pack on A&E, and I never knew at the time in the early 1950s how far Sinatra's career had sunk when Ava Gardner was considered a home wrecker. And, you know, Sinatra's career was basically over. I mean, he couldn't, you know, if it wasn't for his friends in Atlantic City keeping him working in the clubs and Vegas you could see a show for a 50-cent Pepsi or Coke, you know. It was unbelievable. But he came back. He came back in a big way, and he wanted that part in From Here to Eternity so bad. And he got it. He worked his ass off, and he won an Oscar for it. Monica said, my husband and I celebrated his 50th in Vegas at the Golden Steer. He used to go there with the Rat Pack after shows. Yeah, he had a rough time. Then he had a vocal cord hemorrhage. Yeah, he did some good movies. Well, we had dinner in Frank's booth. It was awesome. That's pretty cool. You know, all that stuff is gone. When you think about Bugsy Siegel, and Bugsy Siegel's big mistake was he made the Flamingo Hotel too good in Las Vegas. He ran millions of dollars over, but he created a phenomenon. You know, Lewis and Martin and Lewis, and I mean, of course, they came in and took him out. They just executed him. I think the Cleveland mob just took him out. But he was vindicated because after a couple of years, it was just a huge moneymaker. But all that tough guy stuff is long gone. You know, they took the starch out of Vegas. They turned it all corporate with player cards and stuff. It used to be, hey, I'm gonna get a buffet. What the fuck, you know? I'm playing, right? I can't get a stinking buffet. What are you talking? A couple dollars, huh? Here you go. Yeah, even Rosemarie worked for Steve. Where's my little bow? Rosemarie and Maury, Amsterdam. Yeah, I'm not forgetting poor old Marilyn. They still made the Caesar salad at the table, the banana flambe on the table. See, it's not coming back. It won't be back. Yeah, that's what I say, Rob. Vegas was a lot better when the mob ran it because it was kind of like a who you know, and they weren't out to, they had the cops on the, the cops were easy going. They kept them in the clear. They took a little heavier cut out of some of the action, and nobody, it was before the Nevada Gaming Commission and all that shit came in. But I'll tell you, the real death was when they started blowing up the hotels, the New Frontier, the Stardust, and they're bringing in the Mirage and Mandalay Bay and the Luxor, and all of a sudden, oh my God, it became Wall Street, It became all corporate and shit, and Caesars Entertainment Group, which almost went down the shitter and stuff. So yeah, there was a restaurant, Monaco, called Andre's, ANDRE''S, which was supposed. This is my only regret. I never got a chance to eat at Andre's downtown before they closed it. I would have loved to got on my beautiful gown and gone in there, beautiful party dress and gone in there. Hey, Rosie, how you doing, babe? Looking good. How are you? Hey, Frankie, hey, you don't talk to me no more. I'm walking across the street. Hey, Rocco, how you don't even know me, right? Huh, you piece of, Baluco, and you. I love that. What are you talking? Huh? What do you don't like the meatball? Huh? Hey, Frank. Hey, Guido, get over here. Huh? What are you doing? Huh? What are you serving crap? Huh? Huh? Don't tell me that. Smack around. What are you talking? Don't talk back to me. Fix it. Huh? Get in there and make him some meatballs. That's the way that you got stuff done, right? And slap them around and what are you talking about? Like Spider in Goodfellas, right? Dance, Oh man. I mean, I hate to say this. You guys are gonna hate it, but that period coincided when America was at its greatest, and it's like the more corporate we got, the more stupid we got and everything, the more. Back when they rode in Cadillac limos instead of black tinted window SUVs. That's right, Rob. And poor Spider in Goodfellas, right? He's hobbling around. He got a bandage. It's not bad enough they got to take him out, huh? Yeah, too many middle managers these days. But Rob, there was I'm not elegant. I mean, I could play elegant if I had to dress up, but I thought it was kind of fun to see the ladies with their hair all put up, and you look at some of the old videos of like Wilbur Clark's Desert Inn and stuff, and it was just a very genteel time, where it's just nobody knew about the people going to the States. They didn't know about mobs they just knew they had a good time when they went to these places. They could see some great shows, some great entertainment. Yeah, those were women, period. They were, Linda, as Sinatra would say, they were broads. All right, these were real broads. These broads were something, let me tell you. There was that elegance and just of that, the guys all wore coats and ties and yeah, I've seen I'm exactly the same, Flan. I've seen Goodfellas and Casino like 20 times. I just love them. I mean, Casino is a longer movie, but in some ways it's a parallel good movie. It's good, well made. And I don't know if you saw the video where Vegas Vixen, we were going around on the underbelly of Vegas tour, and we went right up to the house that was used as the I can't remember his name, Robert De Niro's character. Who was the Jewish guy he played? I can't remember. Anyway, his character was Yeah, I'm not a Godfather fan. I found that too heavy duty. That I liked it when things were Americanized, and when the mob was Americanized in America after a couple generations. I don't give a shit about somebody off the boat, somebody in Sicily and stuff like that. So I like them when they have a couple of generation under their belt or two, and then it's, you know, you get Americanized and you get your own flavor to you. Yeah, some people love it. You know, for me, it was just too heavy duty. You know, I liked Al Pacino in Dog Day Afternoon, right? And Glenn Ross. The mob were the dreamers of their times. Yeah, I mean, they dared to dream big, but they certainly, yeah. Thank you, Jordan says. Sam Ace Rothstein. That was it. I loved at the end when he had those big glasses on doing the sports book with his. He looked like the consummate Jewish guy with his big, good big glasses. Hey, Dave on break at the university. I got your message, babe. So, phew. I had you confused with somebody else, but I'm so happy you straightened me out on that. You might be thinking I'm someone else. You have not me. Years ago, I did some repairs and upgrades on Sinatra's massive model train set he had in Palm Springs. Now that's cool. No, I got you all squared away now, Dave. I just had another Dave that's I can't think of his name, down in Point Reyes Stations. I thought Glenn Ross was excellent. I just thought it was quintessential Jack Lemmon. Yeah, Sam and Jimmy, great De Niro characters. I thought Sharon Stone was well cast in that movie too. She could play the, what would we say, the bitchy little grabber, and James Woods. He looked like a low life tweaker, you know. It was perfect casting in that movie. It was great. I could watch that a zillion times and enjoy it every single time. I like the scene when the connected guy had the job, the cowboy, and had his feet up on the table and stuff. And Pesci hits him with the phone, you know, in the head and stuff. Joe Pesci, oh man. Yeah, and her pimp boyfriend. Yeah, her pimp boyfriend was Woods. What's his name? Yeah. You guys are killing me. I'm gonna have to watch some movies again. Yeah, disrespectful cowboy calls him a schmuck. What are you coming here and do that, huh? James was good in video drum. He was. I run hot and cold on Woods. He's not one of those people. You know, I don't know. He's so uneven. But he certainly played a bum of a boyfriend, I can tell you that. I just like the pacing of the movie, Casino. And then there was that, what was the other movie with, I'm going to think about that a minute. Monica said, who is your favorite Little Rascals? For me personally, my favorite was Darla. I always thought she was so cute. Okay, Monica says mine is Spanky. Yeah, I like Spanky. I guess I liked Alfalfa and Darla. They were my favorites. I mean, who couldn't like Alfalfa with that little thing sticking up? Do 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 do. Yeah, that's going back a bit. Our gang. I thought the dog was real cool too, Spot or whatever his name was. That's when you could really abuse dogs on the set back then. Cuter than baby Spanky. Yeah, Spanky was cute. I just thought Darla was really cute, you know? Darla and Alfalfa. I think the little black kid's name was Sammy or something in there. Yeah, from old 30s and 40s, I was a Three Stooges fan. It's unusual, Flan. A lot of women never could warm up to the Stooges and Laurel and Hardy kind of slapstick. Yeah, Bowery Boys with, yeah, Leo Garossi. Yeah. Buckwheat, that was it. Thank you, Janet. Buckwheat. Yeah, the Bowery Boys. Sometimes they were funny. Sometimes they were. They could get a little tough sometimes. Yeah, Stymie. Thank you, Jordan. Thank God. Boys loved the Stooges. Girls didn't. I loved them and still do. I'd laugh my ass off. Laurel and Hardy. That's the one of the probably 1931, moving a piano up like 10 flights of steps in Hollywood or something, trying to get that thing up there. Flan's like, I love the Stooges, must be the lesbian in me. There we go. You could name anyone Buckwheat in this day and age. Oh, hell no. You could if you were black. It'd be all right. Yeah, I love the early Little Rascals. They were good. Eddie Murphy said once, I'm a black man. I've never come across a brother named Buckwheat. And you're probably you're probably not going to. Hey, TR, nice to see you. You could ask TR. Maybe there's a Buckwheat down there. I don't think I would ever forget you, Rosie. I met Sinatra again at his return concert at Madison Square Garden in New York City. Darla is still alive and lives a few miles from me here in Utah. That's awesome. Yeah, it would be Dr. Dre, Buckwheat Dre now. That would be it. I just thought Darla was so cute. She had this like really round, yeah, who's on First Abbott? Costello. For me, W.C. Fields just kills it for me. When you see that, when you see Mr. Muckle and that sketch is just absolute best. Today is National Beer Lovers Day. And what do you know, Jordan? I'm dry today. Yeah, the kids used to put on big time plays. They try to raise like a quarter or something like. Hi, Sister Earth. Nice to see you, sweetie. Yeah, I mean, that was a depression. They were always trying to get a nickel or two. I might sneak a beer in later. I usually buy my beer on Fridays on the way home from work. So you think Bobby's counting the beers out there? Monica said, I found baby Spanky to be so cute. I think it was probably the little hat he wore. You probably liked that. Monica, didn't he have a little beanie or something like that? Didn't you think Alfalfa was cute? He had his hair down the middle and he had that. I just thought Darla was adorable. That was Spanky's big love interest anyway, was Darla. I think that was that one of was that one of Lasky Studios, or was that Senate Studios that produced Little Rascals? Max Sennett Studio, or was that Lasky? I don't know who the hell that was. It might have been it might have been Alfalfa's Love. It might have been TR. I stand corrected. You're right. I think it was Alfalfa's Love, Darla. I think you're right. We just got Friday night restaurant reviews. We're gonna go thrift shopping tomorrow. That's always a blast to go to the thrift shopping. And then we got some packages that came in for the RV. We're gonna be doing an opening and going over some of that stuff. And then we have a new mattress that's being ordered for the rig outside. Okay, he was always singing to be trying to win her over. That's right, TR. I love you. I remember that. He's always had those slightly disconnected eyes and stuff, you know, like somebody else you know him. This is our hurricane relief show tonight. Yeah, don't forget Petey. Now, Petey was the little black kid, right? He was the smallest one. He wore the derby hat. Was that Stymie, or was that Petey, or was that the dog? It was Petey. Now that I think about it, I think Petey was the dog. He had that big black ring around him. Yeah, that was dog. Petey was the dog, yeah. That's pretty fun. Yeah. More unboxing. We got some stuff. Yeah, Petey was the dog. That's it. Yeah, that's right, Sister Earth. You're right. Robert Blake was a little rascal. Yes, he was. He would always wear the oversized sweater. He was the short kid. He didn't have a lot of lines in this show, but he was in it. Yep, go ahead, Todd. No, that was Robert Conrad. Knock this off, tough guy. Yeah, Robert Blake was Beretta. Yes, he was. He wore a cap, and he always had a like a cable knit sweater, a ribbed cable knit. He always seemed to wear. It's amazing how good my memory is for. Yeah, Flan says some people hate unboxing videos, but I love them. It's like, yeah, it's like Christmas time. That's right. Yeah, Robert Blake got away with murder. Some people say that. Yeah, Butch was the mean kid that was always. Yeah, they were always using Butch Butch was always the foil. Robert Blake got acquitted in his trial. Didn't they try to say he was an idiot or something like that? So then he had to go play an idiot for like the rest of his life or something. So. Didn't he use the idiot defense or something? I'm trying to remember. Because he never got another damn thing again after that. Yeah, Lost Highway. The only good thing about Beretta was the bird. Yeah, Blake was guilty, 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 like OJ was guilty, guilty, guilty. OJ walks the earth, and I know he gets sick. He'll be walking soon. He's tracking down his wife and boyfriend's killer on every golf course. Yeah, I'll be right back. I want to get a coffee. proud of me for drinking coffee, huh? All right. I want to ask, yeah, Key West weekend getaways are on sale cheap right now, I'll bet. You're gonna land at the airport? I wanted to ask Linda Francine, and I'm going to post something on the side chat, but I just want to preface this by saying, I don't know if Linda Francine has ever watched a little series called 4-Star Playhouse. Sometimes it was sponsored by Singer Sewing Machine. It ran from like 1952 to 1957, and they were little vignettes. They were 25-minute episodes. So you could get commercials in, and they usually start either David Niven, Dick Powell, Ida Lupino, and Charles Boyer. Boy, I'll tell you, they're excellent. I'm really kind of addicted to them right now. I want to put this link for this one I saw last night. It was just a freak show with Ida Lupino. I'll tell you guys, sometimes the movies and stuff and TV, episodic TV, they make it sound like committing a murder is something that you can do if you just set your mind to it. But suppose you start down the trail and you get halfway done with the job, and then all of a sudden you suffer a mental breakdown alone. You just totally lose your mind. I want to find this episode. You watch this and you'll be addicted to this little series. These were just top flight. David Niven and William Powell, and I think the world of Ida Lupino. She played a really badass person in this show. Yeah, here it is. You know, you got to feel sorry. This is that elderly abuse. This is. All right, here we go. Make sure that's muted. I'm gonna post this in the side. If you guys got 25 minutes and you want to see a hell of a good, well-written, when stuff really had to be well-written back then. And that's with Ida Lupino, and I'll tell you, some people aren't constituted to be murderers. And, yeah, check that out. Let me know what you think of that, Linda. I mean, that's Ida Lupino at her best in that. It was just phenomenal. Fast Bite says, too bad Elvis wasn't still in Florida. Oh, be nice. But I'm really addicted to that series now. I'll lay in bed. I'll get my little Fire Pad out, or whatever they call that, Amazon pad out, and I'll watch 2 of those episodes. They're really outstanding. I mean, I never saw, you know, it just changes your mind about people that are going to commit murder and stuff. Sometimes you're just not up to the job. Yeah, save it for watching later, and you'll probably be addicted to that little series, 4-Star Theater Playhouse. It's they had an ensemble group of actors, and then they gradually started expanding it. You can see a lot of Joan Fontaine would appear quite regularly. I said, Rosie, I'm not having issues with the hurricane, but I can come camp in your backyard. We always dreamed of the day, Oz, and of course Oz is one of my best friends on YouTube, always dreamed of the day that you would be able to come here and share the rancho with us. Yeah, that we would be honored. And Oz sent me a beautiful sourdough that we made. I guess, what was that, 2 years ago, Oz? That was great. Yeah, Linda said, well, the 50s was the period of psychological Freudian drama. It even hit the Westerns. Well, this little 25-minute episode, Linda, it hit all the stops along the way. This one, you know, to kill a father-in-law, and I do, but please don't mention that backyard again. Jen is still really sore about, me going back there and fixing that leak back there. Yeah, I think it was probably been 2 years, probably a little over 2 years, probably July or August of 2015 you sent that to me. And Oz was a motorcycle gal and everything. She's a wild child. Trivia, Alfalfa, Carl Switzer was shot and killed in the late 50s. There was some kind of money deal that went wrong. Some of the old 50s radio dramas were great too, like The Shadow. Yes, they were. Okay, TR, nice to see you. Stay safe down there. Hey, Ted Mack. Is it the Ted Mack Amateur Hour? Guess who played the announcer on the show? Don Rickles. Oh, man. Yeah, thank you, Sister Earth. The people really enjoyed that. Yeah, Twilight Zone reruns and The Outer Limits. Yeah, Rickles was a dramatic actor in the beginning. And speaking of Rickles, Linda, Rickles played a great casino stiff in Casino. You know what I'm saying? He played it perfectly, like a guy that could not make an independent decision, but yet was still pulling down $150,000 a year. But he knew how to lift the phone. Hey Sam, we got a problem down here. I mean, just everybody in that movie was so perfectly cast. Because he got abused by Joe Pesci, I think. Started beating the hell out of him or something. Yeah, Rickles was astounding in Casino. He played like a perfect casino stiff. He was like the only guy that was totally by the rule book down there. I don't think he got it what was really going on. I don't even think he had the inside track on what it was all about. And I'm not a Rickles fan either, Flan. I'm not either, but I will tell you this: when he was on Dean Martin's roast, no, it wasn't him. He was being roasted by Foster Brooks. It was the funniest thing I think I've ever seen on TV. Foster Brooks roasting him on his Dean Martin. Did you look up Toothless Bulldog? Oh man, that takes me back. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Toothless. I never did anything to him on his chat, and then he went ahead and banned me. He thought I dropped a flag on him or something. He couldn't have hangouts. I have never dropped a flag on anybody on YouTube ever. Okay, never. It's not my style. Kind of a legendary name. Okay, bye. Thank you. The Rosie O'Kelly Friend Stealing Network. Never called anybody the N-word either. Juice, it's open chat tonight. We're not, as long as they're not talking about animals and that stuff, it's okay. Maybe I probably should have said something in the beginning. It's just a trOLL-A-rAMA, so. But I'm not sure what the what's friend stealing? I don't know. Did I steal anybody's friend? Don't think Rickles had much dialogue in Casino, but the body movements and actions were unreal. That's the thing. I mean, I don't even know how to describe. Oh, okay. All right, Juice. Yeah, I just have certain things, and that stuff Elvis used to talk about. There's no place for that on YouTube. But other than that, a trOLL-A-rAMA, I don't really care. So, Oh, that's great. Your sister looks awesome, Flan. She looks like a sweetie like you. You know, that's what I said. I just fixed that up. So yeah, we're not having any. Yeah, so I just asked Juice just to take it easy tonight, and it'll be fine. But anyway, I thought Don Rickles was incredible in that thing. Graham said, "I think you have enough friends without stealing them, Rosie." What does that mean? That friend stealing, friend stealing network? Yes, obey your master and the wig boy. That's it. Yeah, I don't think I've ever stolen a friend. Can you steal a friend? I'm not sure. Okay, bye, Dave. Take it easy. Thanks for stopping by, and thanks for straightening me out on the mistaken identity. No, we can't post any phone numbers in here, please. Rosie O'Kelly Friend Stealing Network, please. That's all. I just don't post people's personal information. Thank you. Yeah, we've kind of rectified the thing. Yeah, fair weather friends. The same implies something that grade schoolers fight over. I don't want Square Trade. Yeah, thanks to Square Trade, I had to change my phone number. I had that plaguing me. Not anymore. Not anymore. Oh, somebody's posting Korean. Something happened in Korean tonight, Don? I don't have my translator on. I'm not sure. Ah, this coffee doesn't taste good. Oh, he said he loves your sexy body. There we go. Thank you, Roadkill. I'll have to do one of these. Hey, there's Smooth. Hey, Smooth, how are you? Nice to see you. I hope if you have any interest in Florida, they're going to be okay. I think you said sometime a year or so ago that sometimes you spend some time in Florida down there. It reads daughter, girls, Rosie. Oh, okay. Oh man, flying the heat wave was crazy. It went to this kind of muggy, clammy weather. I mean, it's so weird. I've never been in a pattern. It went from 111 to just the bottom dropped out to this muggy 91 degrees, and then it's like in the low 70s. Nice to see you, Greg. I'm the Rosie O'Kelly Friend Stealing Network now, Jen.
Cool beans.
That's like cool beans. Yeah, nobody going to be wrenched tonight, so it'll be all good. Smooth, didn't you tell me one time you had a place down in South Florida or something like that? I hope it's going to be okay. I hope you. If it's you, I can't remember. I just remember I thought you had an interest down there in some property or something like that. So Greg, how are you tonight? Oh yeah, okay. So you got your place all secured smooth? Yeah, I'm doing good tonight. Uh-oh. Smooth says, nope, not secured. I'm doing good, Greg. I'm just, I'm a little nervous about the weather situations around the Caribbean. I know a lot of people down there. Yeah, Greg said smoky as hell here, but no flooding at least. Yeah, you got all those fires up there. Now we just plunged down to this clammy 70 degree, 69 degree, just kind of clammy stuff down here. This is very atypical, not typical at all weather for this place. I got to get me a new phone. I got this Samsung Galaxy 5. This thing's just about had it. Okay, good night, Flan. Let's see. Rosie O'Kelly, are you concerned that all your make-believe properties in Tampa that you went to check on might wash away? I don't have any property in Florida. Love you, Flan. Take care. Best to Flan too also. I think Juice is around. He's just taking it easy. No, I don't. I was thinking about buying property. I think I'll probably get a better deal in a year or so now. But I hope all my friends and people I know on YouTube, I sure as hell hope that their places are not impacted by this. I mean, this is people's lives and stuff, and financial lives are tied up into this. Yeah, Roadkill said I got really cheap weekend getaways in Key West for sale. I just couldn't even imagine if part of that bridge gets taken out down there. Can you imagine that? Everything has to be boated in or flown in. Okay, bye, Greg. Mark Kent, Salim Blurble, posting blurble there. Yeah, the Galaxy S5. I did change the battery in this. I think Jen's going to get a Apple iPhone, the new one for her Christmas or birthday. If she behaves herself. All right, got awful quiet all of a sudden. I just had to clean out inside of this case here. All right. Done. Tell Santa to buy it on the Amazon affiliate link. I know some trainees having a hard time making ends meet. It's nice to have it. You know, ROKFSN, I'm happy now we have the affiliate link for the United States, for Canada, and for the UK. And you know what? People are shopping on that, and it's wonderful to have such good friends that if you're going to buy something on Amazon, why not, right? It's like I have great friends on the Super Chat that have been so sweet. Are those the ones with dodgy lithium cells? Graham, I think that's like was that like the Galaxy 7 or something like that? The one that they didn't even allow onto the planes because I remember them making the announcement last year when we went to Vegas. If you have a Galaxy 7 or whatever, or 6 or whatever, you have to put it in the bin here. You're not allowed to fly with it. It's like, wow. You know, thing could just spontaneously combust. Like, what the F? You know? I'm glad to have stuff like affiliate links. That's good stuff. That's great. I mean, if people are going to shop on Amazon anyway, what's the diff? Especially with Christmas shopping season coming up, everything we do, we just pump it into our travels. It's a good deal. Beats coming out and doing GoFundMe's and all that stuff. I mean, it's actually something that makes good sense to people financially. I like that. Yeah, why bother giving money to charities when you have e-beggars online soliciting for your pennies? Yeah, well, how much do you want to give to charities? I mean, I'm sure you've been overwhelmingly generous with your time and attention to charities. Seen too many videos of exploding vaping devices. Yeah, that's just something. I'm kind of glad I quit smoking in November 1st, 1995. Have you sent Missy Jen on the streets to pick up old soda cans? No, we generate plenty of our own recyclables. She runs them up once a month or so. Jen, did you return those recycles? She's laughing in the shower there. Money's money. Money is money. Rosie drinks the beer and Missy Jen have to pick them up off the floor and carry them to the recyclery on her bike. It's good exercise, right? I never drink that much. I get all my own cans into the bag. Trust me, I don't waste anything. If it's recyclable, we do it. This is California out here, right? We recycle everything. Haven't you ever seen me go through the junk piles and stuff out there? Susan, welcome to the trOLL-A-rAMA. Let's see. You got to be able to take the heat, baby. I don't think I've ever seen a vaping thing explode. I don't think I've ever seen that. Junk piles are good for transformers and heat sinks. Darn right. I got this 10-pound converter. No, what am I saying? This is like a 30-pound converter. Must have 15 pounds of copper wound on the core there. It's amazing. It's like huge. It's like a it's almost like an 8-gauge copper wire. It's so heavy on there. It's nice. What are the old saying? You take care of the pennies and the dollars will take care of themselves. Good to see Bobby tonight. That's it. Yeah, Graham said, yeah, I need a job. I'll tell you, sometimes you'd be surprised what people throw out. Some of these, about a third of these units were throwaways. Somebody actually threw away a Fisher 400 one time. I mean, you can easily sell that for $400 or $500, and then you put the walnut case on it. You're talking about another couple $100 for real classic units there. But they just can't fix that track. First it goes to the east, and now it's shifting to the west again. Nobody's paying $400 for that garbage, else you wouldn't be finding them out like Nino Brown. They're good stuff. These things. Well, I didn't say they came recently. This was probably about 18 years ago. So when nobody even thought about them. Let's say Greg says they're having an anti-Trump rally in Miami this weekend. God damn. Yeah, especially, you'd hit some garage sales and people don't know what they're putting out there. And there's this Sansui 1000A. This was the link between the tube and the transistor ear. It has both in it. And it's an incredibly valuable unit here, the 1000A. And Sansui never made a piece of junk in their life. These things are as collectible as they can be. So, Richard, you better not quit your day job there. So you can kiss your career as a vintage audio appraiser goodbye. Janet said, Irma's coming to kick Trump's butt. Probably going to take a hit on his property down there, huh? I mean, I've been to more states where people put out vintage tubes. The boss says they make nice heater coils. Yes, it's a hybrid amplifier. That's right. So that's it right, Graham. It makes it very collectible. Unfortunately, it's not in a working condition, but I do expect to be able to get that. It's a hybrid. It's a very rare item. So I'm, hope eventually one day to be able to do a restoration. I've got a tuner. I'm halfway through the Pioneer TX750. Halfway done the restoration on that. Got that gone and running, but I got to get the lighting and cleaned up on it. But I got some kind of major lighting issue. I did a hangout Wednesday a week ago. No, parts aren't hard to find. We're just talking about, if you want to buy original parts, new old stock stuff, yeah, it's difficult to find. But if you want to retrofit for modern electrolytic capacitors and resistors and better tolerance stuff, it's easy. You get nice schematics. This is before you had the really integrated units, the Everything was still very discrete components, which made it very nice before they put everything into a block of epoxy. You know, like Darlington amplifier transistors and that stuff. Which amp was that, Graham? Have you tried hey Mallory, how are you? FEMA told me not to panic. They assured me they'll cover the cost of my hair pieces. I'm a little panicked for you. Antique Electronics, subby. Yeah, and not out of new old stock vacuum bulbs, etc. Techniques SU 1400. Yeah, I hope you're okay, Mallory. I don't know what steps you're taking. I mean, the last time I saw this sucker's just heading right up Broadway, right up the peninsula. So I'm not sure. I mean, you know, last time I saw Orlando was like center Florida, but in the upper part, made under license by Technics, was only ever sold here. Yeah, the Technics I sold a couple of years ago, I did a review. It was fantastic. I worried about getting parts for that. There were some Technics chips that you couldn't get. Some of those like Darlington transistor packs and stuff. And I just decided to get it go because they blow them out too easily. So, but Technics is good stuff. Let me see. Was that the 14 SU 1400? Yeah, that could be hard. I'm fueled up, watered up, and bolted up. I'm in the direct middle center of the state. We shall see. Yeah, don't be a hero. Seen in my outside of Jacksonville. I'll wave as I go by. Yeah, I'll tell you what, Diane, we gave you a shout out at the beginning. I don't have your number, but you know, we love you and we want to see you stay safe. Yeah, I'm as much bigger than Andrew, no kidding. Like, yeah, that's it. STK packages, that's the things. The STKs are just too hard to find. That's exactly why I sold my Technics. I didn't want to deal with it anymore. They just blow out those STK packages too easy, and I didn't want to deal with trying to get one of them. I'm not into that STK. That just was too crazy for me. That's like the new era. That defines new era to me. Yeah, you're in the direct middle center of the state. So that thing will come up, maybe come up 14, 15 miles an hour. So, Rosie, we were bugging out, buying a 3/5 wheel and 2 additional vehicles are parked and ready. Thank goodness. You know, we thought about you last night, Diane. We thought about you today, and we're just, we want you to stay safe. You are a bona fide YouTube treasure, so we want to see you safe and secure. You can get them from China, but because most of them pulls and don't work. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to do that. I get most of my stuff from Mauser or DigiKey. They're my 2 big suppliers of stuff. Some stuff I get overseas, some orange drop caps and stuff. Got my 85-year-old mother packed 2 hours. She doesn't know how far away we were going. She would have a fit. Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, well, she doesn't have to know. That's good. She said, are we there yet? Not quite there. The estimated winds for my area are 90 miles per hour +7. Central Florida is no stranger to tornadoes during these things. Yeah, I'm uncomfortable, Mallory, that you're not on the move. I mean, I know you work and stuff like that. That's tough duty, 90 miles an hour, and man, I don't know what kind of home or apartment that you live in, Mallory. I guess it's relatively modern and well constructed. I mean, a lot of stuff survives, but this will lose some power. All post offices have already shut down south of Orlando. Yeah, I would imagine so. And what's the deal on this Jose? That thing's like right nipping on its heels too. Fuel trucks are being escorted to South Florida. Yeah. Yeah, I heard the governor was ragging on Chevron for jacking fuel prices down there or something. I mean, it's pretty bad when you know, it's like, I guess he took a page out of Trump's book. They would never usually call out individual companies, but now it seems to be seems to be all the rage. I'm not sure what mine's on Merritt Island. Sounds like it's likely to be a goner there. They say Jose should turn right and miss the U.S. Yeah, I would think that would. I think that one's going right. Don't go to Chevron again. Chevron, Texaco. It's funny they broke up the Standard Oil monopoly in what 1910 or something, and they've been fighting to come back together ever since. ExxonMobil, Texaco, Exxon, Texaco, Chevron, 76. They're all fighting to come back together into one company again. Yeah, maybe Jose will hit North Korea. Well, let me tell you, I lived in Asia and I went through some wicked typhoons over there. In Hong Kong, they call them sinks, number 8 signal. They have like a 6 and an 8. They hoist up the number 8, and nobody has to go to work if they put up the number 8. So they never put up the number 8. So you're being blown down the street with 80-mile-an-hour winds, with these signs falling off buildings and people's shit falling out where they have clothes hanging and drying and stuff, and it's all falling on you. Thank you, Joseph. Nice to see you. Says you look good, honey. Thank you. Thank you. Things are coming along good. The swelling is gone. I don't have any hollowness anymore, and yeah, I'm happy. It's football season and it's having its own tailgating party. There we go. Behind Irma. Yeah, we need to catch a break this south, because I think Houston's still got a ton of problems that haven't even begun to be assessed yet. It's gonna be a hell of a stress on building materials and stuff. Sheetrock, plywood, OSB. Of course, you never know. There's still a chance it could veer. Yep, I'm the new Joan Rivers. Yeah, Jose's expected to turn north. Do I have a dimple? I don't think so. I don't think Joan Rivers ever had a dimple, did she? That's her belly button. The thing I didn't like about Joan Rivers is her eyes all went up like her last time was like kooky. Well, my belly button's still in the same place. Luckily, a bikini tuck is not the same as a tummy tuck. It's different. It's much less invasive. Joan's eyes were on the side. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Janet. That's when the eyes were like way over. Yeah, they were on the side of her face. I'll never forget when one of the first trips we took on YouTube was my birthday in 2013, and we went up to Reno. Of course, their video series is there on the playlist. But we joked that that was the Joan Rivers end of life tour, and it wasn't long after that she was gone. I'm not sure when Joan Rivers died. Yeah, September 4th, 2014. So it was like a year later after we saw her. Never woke from a medically induced coma. She was 81. Joan Rivers died doing some silly, useless procedures and didn't make her lucky, but some people never learn. Well, I think that she was just addicted to it. For me, I bought a triple package, and that was it for me. You know, I got a really excellent price on it, and it was spaced out really well. I wasn't forced to do everything in one thing. You know, the butt could recover, then to do the breasts, and then to do the tummy and everything. So nice and spaced out, and it worked out okay for me. But I don't have any desire to do anything else. You should ask you should ask for a refund. Jen, the Rosie O'Kelly Friend Stealing Network said I should ask for a refund on my surgeries.
Right.
I don't know why. Yeah, the boss has been in continuing education. Yeah, thank you, Smooth says, I think you should give the doctor a tip. I saw Jen give a glass guy that put the new windshield a $20 tip in. Yes, I almost fainted. I almost fainted. I mean, my heart skipped a beat, you know. I couldn't talk like fast enough. I saw the 20 moving forward, and I was almost like, no, you know, reach forward. Jen says, why? When Rosie turns her head, Jen nods in agreement. I don't know what that is. You're too complicated with all your pronouns and stuff. It's too hard for you to remember. Too hard for you. You tell me you want a refund and your fat put back in. in your belly. No, I don't want that again. I don't want that. I don't want that. I got that, Adam. I'm healing great. I'm doing good. I don't want that again. Oh, bean sprout, bean sprout, bean sprout. Yeah, MX is always going around cloning me. I know bean sprout. I kind of take it as a compliment. There's the Stephen O'Callaghan, and I'm chooching in my kitchen today. Hey, Bean, we heard that you had a problem with. We're keeping our fingers crossed. You know, we're thinking about you. We were thinking about you. Okay, good night, Diane. We love you. I'm glad you got a plan, honey, but I'm not surprised. But Bean, I hope the rig's going to be okay. I know it means the world to you and everything, and I'm heartbroken about what could be coming. Yeah, Fastbite says, you know, you're leading a boring YouTube life if you've never been cloned. Yeah, if you're cloned, you matter. You know, it's not in the best way, but you know, damn. I have to say this was the best surgeries I've had done. Save the best for last is the way to do it. I mean, when you think about how he kind of shaved off some of the eyebrow, but Mallory would say those eyebrows are atrocious. It's like, really, Rosie? Hey, Blinky! A woman in her 30s was getting her breast done in a clinic in Sydney last week and OD'd by the unqualified beauty therapist from the anesthetic. She died. That's why I say, Blinky, why I get everything done under a local anesthesia. This guy's cutting from here to here, and I'm just watching the whole thing. Okay, then he's taking out a section, right? And Jen's like, I saw the picture, right? I'm just seeing inside of Rosie, right? And I'm just, you know, like a day in the park, right? If we could only be that lucky. Yeah, it's not a monobrow. It's pretty good. You know, it'll be cleaned up, threaded, and everything. I'm happy. Remember, Brooke Shields said they're never going to touch my eyebrows. I had a friend of mine that had her eyebrows plucked and stuff. They never grew back in, and it's like, okay, really? The aliens have landed. Yeah, you don't want a monobrow. You guys are too funny. Yeah, I'm glad I got it done. No, I don't want to get them tattooed. Then people get droopy and it looks, I'm not getting anything tattooed. I might just get this tattooed with a very fine line of roses or something. No, I don't. I just buy wigs, Mallory. I don't have any hair club or anything like that. Just like Vogue wigs and places like that. Mark Charles Firearm says, I blew cigarette smoke in Brooke's face in Vegas in the 90s. Brooke Shields' face. Did you have to look up to her? Yeah, did she blow back? What's a VSDA? Virginia State Department of Agriculture. What are we talking about here? Oh, she gave me an evil eye, huh? She just, I could never warm up to Brooke Shields as an actress. She always seemed kind of cold to me, very Princeton-esque. Oh, from underneath her monobrow. Shoot. Oh, Video Software Dealers Association. What was she doing there? Just glad handing at a booth or something? Or was she just like eye candy for something? Okay, boss, get to bed. Tomorrow's Friday. Jennifer says good night. Okay, she was kind of like, yeah, somebody's coming. We'll do that. Anyway, make you wonder how many clinics are around aren't qualified. But then again, a lot of people go to Asia for cosmetic surgeries. The people charged were Chinese. They're typically the ones that are going to do it, or Laotians or Cambos. And they go to Mexico for that. Because I'm certified in a surgical hair replacement system, I do think you do a nice job with length and color. I'm just raggedy. What time do you say good morning? I usually say good morning to you about 6. I leave home about 6:20. Usually between 6:30 and 7 a.m. I say good morning to you. Thank you, Mallory. It's just, you know, catch as catch can. If I had your skill set and everything, it'd be a yeah, we like to always be topical. We say good sometime between 6:30 and 7:30. Depends how busy things are in the morning. Blinky, a lot of you can go over the border in Tijuana and get, you know, they have. You're not allowed to use. There's some type of filler called I don't know what it's called. Some place it'll pump you with cooking oil, and you know, when you want to get the big butt, or they use silicone injections and stuff. It's really bad stuff. It's like anything goes down there, and there's Aquacel or something like that that's used a lot of places, but it's not approved here. Something about Aquacel or something like that. I don't know what it's called, but they go down there for injections. I've been to Mexico. I thought it was very poor. You know, I like Guadalajara down in the southern part of Mexico. It's very nice. It's the artistic place down there. It's very nice. But yeah, a lot of Mexico is poor. It's you know, there's a lot of corruption and stuff, and it's really a who you kind of know place. It's kind of hard to get ahead unless you have some connections. Yeah, Blinky says, I mean, they're saving money, but not with your health. But they do it all the time. Blinky, you see RVers that go down to Algondes. That's Algondes on the border of Arizona near, I want to say, Yuma. And they go across the border. I mean, Vlogger Frog got his teeth. You know, he had a mucked up tooth, and he took the trolley to San Diego to the border, and he went over and he got his tooth done over there. Yeah, well, yeah, I think general anesthesia is generally available. That's why I had all my stuff done under locals, Blinky, just with blocks and stuff like that. There was times it was a little sketch, but I made it through it. MX Tribe's mom back from the dead. Hi, Rosie. I'm looking for my son. He hasn't cleaned the room. Have you seen him? Nope. This oh wow, this poor girl was overdosed anyway. Yeah, don't think there's that skill set. There's not like a MD administering your anesthesia, a board certified anesthesiologist and stuff. Even then, sometimes shit gets away from them. That's why anesthesiologists pay such high malpractice rates. They're an extremely high risk. So it's like the risk of being a radiologist. I'm gonna have to kick my son out. He hasn't given me 1 cent to pay the water bill. Yeah, locals are cheap. I don't need to pay $1,000 if I'll just take it. If it's offered to me, I do a local. In 2011, when I had my first surgeries, I had an anesthesiologist. I was forced to pay a nurse to stay overnight and all this crazy stuff. It was too much. I don't know anything about Tribe's family. I don't know anything about that. Yeah, everything was when local painkillers wear off, you possibly could go into shock without pain meds at home. You could say the same thing about anesthesia, but that's why they give you pain meds. I had a whole bottle. This is the second round of oxycodone. I took 1 tablet the day after surgery, and I felt nausea, so I never took another one. I'm getting my back for picking on you and cloning you. Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know. It's beyond my pay grade. Yeah, anesthesiologists here are highly trained. They're very highly trained here too, Blinky. They generally are board certified, and it's a very, it's unappreciated the dangers of being an anesthesiologist because every person reacts differently to anesthesia, and you have to be very observant. You can't have a moment down during that. My last boob job took almost 3 hours, okay, and anesthesiologist had to be there the whole time, just laser focused on what was going on. And even then, they fail sometimes. That's why they pay high rates. That and radiologists pay very high rates because it's a lot of risk looking at MRIs or X-rays, and sometimes you miss something. Okay. Shay's kissing his crusty one. Oh, I don't know. What do I say to that, Well, I got a guardian angel. How about that? I'm gonna get something to drink. I'll be right back. Okay. Let's see. Shay has me blocked on his Hangouts. I don't know. I just mind my own knitting, you know. Hey, Lynn, nice to see you. Nice to be followed, though. How are you, Lynn? Just having a bit of a hangout tonight, little Thursday night fun. I'm not sure. There's so many different names. I never know who's who. I think the Rosie O'Kelly Friend Stealing Network is probably Tiny Elvis. So that's great, Lynn. I think the whole country's just mesmerized. Oh, man. I'm doing good, Lynn. I'm doing good. It's tomorrow's Friday, and I'm always very happy for the weekend. I think we're going to go to the thrift shopping tomorrow, so that'll be a lot of fun. I don't know. Tribe was on my Hangout. What was that? Tuesday night. He was on for a few hours. You guys are too much. No, I'm not. I'm just a drinker, Royal. I'm not a smoker. I just always, I don't know. I guess it was just, I always enjoyed drinking. Yeah, hey, there's edibles too. Yeah, I think you can get it all around here. I mean, probably within 2 miles, there's probably within a mile of here, there's 2 cooperatives. Okay, Royal Yada says, I don't smoke nor drink. Yeah, it's just like wacky backy. Yeah, I only drink one really. Friday night I'll have a beer when we go out to dinner. Usually just one. Rarely, probably of the 91 food reviews that we've done so far, I've probably had 2 beers 2 times of those 91. Generally, I'll just have 1 beer, and then on Saturday night I drink hard on Saturday night. Rose, be a good sport. Get your banjo for old time. This is too painful for people. This is just too painful. Painful for me. I need to practice. I need practice. I got to get my roll back, you know. You have to have like I studied the Scruggs method, and you have to establish a roll. So all they do the first month or so of banjo lessons, I didn't pay anybody. I just kind of studied some books here. You just work on roll. You're supposed to have your pinky down there. Oh, give me that old mountain. Steve Martin is unbelievably. It's probably hard to play that hee-haw bullshit with those big man hands. Do my hands look that big? I never thought I'd have man hands. Oh, give me that old mountain dew. Yeah, I need a higher stool. It would probably take me a good solid 3 weeks to be back. Yeah, it's been a long time. It's probably been 2 years since I really sat it up. Oh, try. Oh. Yeah. Mama, do not feel my joy. Oh. Hey, JK. The Angry Inch. Play the song from Deliverance, Dueling Banjos. Drew, that is so far above my pay grade. It's unbelievable. But I hope to start taking lessons soon and kind of get back in the flow. I don't even have my thumb fixed, and this damn thing's falling apart. It's just, I don't know, it's some Korean thing. I mean, you know, of course, I'll catch hell from Tiny Elvis because it was a curbside throwaway. Shit. I used to drive the boss crazy. We'd be in there doing the moonshining on Saturday morning at 7 a.m. He'd be like, what the hell? I gotta listen to this crap all day. Yeah, I don't think she could drink Sean and listen to that. Pull out your Stevie Wonder harmonica and blow some. I wish I had my string for my guitar. I'm a good guitar player. Probably take a good hour or two to get that roll back. That's the whole thing. You got to be able to sustain that roll while you're picking out notes on the upside. So, yeah, that's the Scruggs method. The great Earl Scruggs, Foggy Mountain Breakdown, and all that. Scene from the Beverly Hillbillies. Woo, that's it. Earl Scruggs and Lester Flatt. Yep, moonshine, give me that old Mountain Dew. Yeah, so I want to take lessons. My ultimate goal is to play Foggy Mountain Breakdown. How did you screw up your banjo, Rosie? I don't know. It was always junk. Just it was always junk. Woo, that was mighty fine picking in this strumming. I don't think so. Maybe in North Korea. No, I didn't drop it. It's just in that this thing has like this is called the resonator on the back of it. Some people play with the resonator on, and some people don't. But it's got these little screws that come up from the bottom, and I don't have the patience to hook the damn thing up. You know, so this, you know, I don't know what's going on. It's like everything else around here. It's just a little off, you know. Yeah, thank you, Susan. Susan's like, please kill it, Rosie. You tried, babe. You tried. It's going to take some time. I used to play Mountain Dew real good and sing along. Fill my mug, give me that Mountain Dew. I used to play that when we were out there doing the moonshine. Used to drive the boss crazy. I don't know. I can't get that damn thing in. It just has various hold downs on it. They're just a little mucked up. I have to drop it by the JK NoCal workshop. Just a little mucked up. But I got all my books and stuff. Yeah, Take Me Home Country Road. The only bad thing, my guitar, I snapped the top string on it, so it sucks. I never stopped to, I never went in to get a new set of strings. I've had 12 strings. I played country roads. If you look at when we were in Florida with Debbie Lynn and Francis, I played poolside. You can listen to me play country roads on there. Yeah, fast, fast Bice. Can I unmute you now? Good night, sweetheart. Good night, Lynn. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, Hank III has good banjo songs. So how you doing, James? I saw you got the side of the cabin up. Something you were doing. I can't remember what the hell it was. Oh yeah, you bet. Yeah, ready for walls. Oh, yeah, that's it. Thank you, my tribes, mom, back from the dead. I appreciate it. MX tribes. I don't know where you guys come up. I'll tell you, the trolls are so creative. Oh, joy. Abu Kabar Mohammed Hussein started following you on Instagram. Woo! Made my day. Let's see. Trying to get the kind of the latest on that. I don't know what it is, JK. You know, my number, you know, if you look at my geographical, no, boss, we haven't gotten them yet. We got time. If you look at the geographical disbursement in my channel, you see most, like the number 3 country is Saudi Arabia for subscribers. Go figure. Trying to see what's going on with the hurricane here, what the latest track is. I'd just be out of there. I'd just be having a holiday in Jackson, Mississippi or something, just heading out and having a good time. Banjo is all. Blinky said banjo is all the rage in Saudi Arabia. Well, the Patriots are going down, huh? Let me check into that for a minute. Now well, Brady wasn't, as I recall, last year Brady was out the first 4 games, right? He was suspended the first 4 games, and they had like a little tough patch, but he's in. So let me see. Oh, okay, 42-27 with only 1:20 to go in the 4th quarter. Kansas City scored 21 points in the 4th quarter. You've got to be kidding me. In the last 3 years, the Patriots are now 4-6 without Julian Edelman. Well, I don't know if he could have helped. The whole NFL is getting so out of control right now. Hi, Vicky. How are you, sweetie? Hurricane really ride the highway up the coast and follow it. I wish I'd be kind of chasing it around. I'd be heading northwest too. I'd be going to, you know, I'd be going. I don't know if I'd go to New Orleans with all the crap going on in Houston, and yeah, I guess New Orleans you could go to and enjoy a weekend in New Orleans. 42-27. That's it, baby. That's the final. Jen's Kansas City Chiefs did it again. I don't know what the line on that was, Greg. Oh, yeah, making fun of the football commissioner. He sucks. They got clown towns. He's an idiot. I don't like Goodell. Yeah, Chiefs had 542 yards of offense. Well, you know, not a lot to say about the New England defense. And possibility of Irma heading to Pennsylvania. You know, these days you got to go through so much crap that people put on the internet now. Yeah, Rosie, you should know, but I'm just saying to see a clean path of where something's going. Man, it's just gone right up center field, right up there. Right up, just shoo. Right up center field on Florida. Wayne better say a prayer it doesn't shift to the west any. He's right on the line at Panama City. Yeah, lots of Floridians have family in New York. They're running up the eastern seaboard. Oy vey, that's where you got to go. That's it. Rock you. JK, looks like you had a really nice trip to Maine. Looks like you had a good time. JK's like the man, you know, drive that rig 3,200 miles for a fucking lobster. How were those lobsters, JK? Yeah, 7,800 miles. How would you rate the seafood up there? Some people don't like lobster bites and that stuff, and lobster burgers, and I don't know. That's all I would have sustained myself on just till I got sick of it. Top notch. That's good. The prices were okay. Good old Rosie, always hit the price. Patriots were 9-point favorites. Good night, Rosie. Good night, Keith. I'm going to go just a little bit longer and shut it down tonight, too. Nice to see Mount Rushmore and Niagara Falls. Yeah. But how are lobster prices? Pretty good if you get them at the source. I'm just curious. I'm just curious. Don't hate on me. Scorpions, winds of change. Yeah, hit the old cheap old town. 23 bucks for a fatty lobster. That's okay. I guess if I was down, I'd be heading up into Georgia, you know, Western Georgia or something. I don't know. Still kind of unpredictable, right? I mean, the thing's starting to shift to the west again. Wow, Kansas City really pasted Patriots. The Wild West, huh? I don't think I'd drive to the Midwest. Some of these people are pulling fifth wheels and travel trailers, some of the people in the community. And I don't think that they're going to pull that. Do that. They're not going to go that far. All right, see you tonight. Okay, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you very much for a fun time tonight. A nice 3 hours or so. Love you guys. Stay safe. I'll be thinking about all of you. Happy birthday, JK.